And some of you confuse with the alternative given in the substitution there. The alternative here, I know that it is all, okay? But what we need to see is, actually we want to go from V0, go to V1, and from V1, if there is no terminal symbol at V1, we need to go to V2, and only from V2 we can go out from this Y. So our objective is to get the LG, which is the terminal symbol at the final stage. So every time when you see the substitution given, our aim is to start from V0 until the terminal symbol. The terminal symbol here. Which part will give you the terminal symbol? That part is our objective. Okay? So now, if you say that this is alternative, not wrong, it's correct, this is alternative. But when you draw, you need to see which one will bring you to the right. Isn't it V1 will bring you to the right? Or V0? V1 or V0?
V1.
V1, right? So that means that when we draw, we will only draw the YV1 on the line. The one bring you to the right, you draw it on the line. How about the XYV0? That is alternative, yes. But it will bring you back to V0 only. It won't bring you out from the V0. So you will keep on looping at the XYV0, 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 right? So do you want to draw that on the line? You want to draw the XYV0 on the line or not? Of course no, isn't it? Because it will only go back to the starting point, which is V0. The alternative here means that you can choose. You can choose to go back to V0, but it won't bring you to the V1. So if it won't bring you to the V1, we don't draw on the line. That is the difference. So it doesn't mean that every time alternative, I must draw it on the line. It doesn't mean like this, huh? I know some of you have the concept like this. When you see alternative, then you want to draw two lines like this. Is it? So not necessarily every time it is like this, because you need to see your XY bring you to V1 or V0. If the XY bring you to V0, then you must draw back, isn't it? The loop must go back, right or not? So you need to see the non-terminal after the XY also. Not only see the alternative. If both of these bring you to V1, then no problem. You can draw like this, XY or Y. But now, this one, the non-terminal, is going back to V0. So we cannot draw two alternative ways which are together go to the right anymore. Okay? So your XY must draw it as a loop which will bring you back to the V0. So always remember, which one will not bring you to the right, draw it under the loop. Okay? So now, we have Y here. And then the V1, don't forget, the V1, you have Y V1. So this, you can share the V1 or you draw another Y. As I say, if you don't know how to share, don't share it. Just draw different Y. Okay? Now you have Y V1 here. It won't bring you to the right, isn't it? It will go back to V1 only, right? So I draw it under the loop. Then this one, the ZZV2, XV2 will bring me to the right, which is to the V2. So these two are alternative, which can go to the right. Then I will draw it. So these are the two alternative, you can go to the right. Z V2 or X V2, then V2 go to Y. So you will get the master diagram like this. Can you get this? So once you try, then you know the problem, right? That means that's why I ask you to try every time to think of the way how to draw this. Actually, this is after you draw a lot, this one can consider as a straightforward already because they don't go back anymore. Just go X, Y, V0, Y, V1 straight away. Sometime at the V1 here, you still go back to V0. That is more complicated already. Okay, this one is not. This one only at V1, go back V1. At V0, go back V0. Then it's okay. Okay, so this is the master diagram. And for part 3, yes. Okay, for the derivation 3, now this one is like the tree diagram that we draw. How do we want to draw the x, y, y, z, z, y using the substitution given in the derivation 3? So the first one we have is x, y. You see, if you start from V0, how to get the x, y? You need to substitute with this one, right? X, y, V0, isn't it? Okay, so we draw. Draw the two different lines for the x and y. Don't combine it together. So you have x, y, v0 now. And after the y, we have another y in the string given. Another y. So what happened to the v0 now? This one, the v0, you need to substitute with y, v1, right? So that you have the y here. So you draw from here, y, v0, continue, y, v1. Now you have the x, y, y already. Okay? And then after that, followed by z, z, y, right? So how to get the z from v1? Substitute z, z, v2. Okay? Z, z, v2. So here you have z, z, v2. And the last one is y. So the v2 we substitute with? Yes. So the string you get now is x, y, y, z, z, y. This is the derivation tree for the string asking by the question. So you need to continue from the non-terminal only, yeah? The last question is write the LG. So this is the regular expression that you have learned just now. How to get from the master diagram, how to write the LG. Can anyone tell me what is the first one?
X bracket X, Y, and the big.
Okay. X, Y, X3. After that?
Y and the big.
Y, S3.
bracket Z or S.
Z or X,
Y.
Y. Agree? So that's why if your master diagram is correct, right, it will help you to write the correct algae. It will help a lot. Okay, so this is a straightforward way to write the algae from the master diagram where we don't have the symbol that share together. That's why sometimes I say if you don't draw it by sharing, it will help you also in writing your expression for algae. Okay, so this is a loop lah. XY is a loop, that's why you put a bracket asterisk. And then the Y, you must have one Y on the line. So here you have one Y. And this is the loop for Y, that's why you put Y asterisk. And then this is the alternative, ZZ or X. Then put the whole thing in a bracket, ZZ or X. And then the last one is Y. Okay? Next one, huh? This one, no problem, huh? So we go to the next example. Again, same thing also. Write the B and F. And after that, draw the master diagram, draw the derivation tree. So you can have a practice for this. Now you try again for this. Try the master diagram. I want to see the master diagram.
在镜头。
Then?
你才是说，
觉得你都对了。嗯？那懂我是关系，不要骗你。我举手，明明是真的吗？我想做超朋友，这个都是真的。你这个薪水是多少？就是。
因为好几个老师，
然后那里是，可能那里是离二离1
好像我们
The BA V1 is this one, so we must put on the line, go to V1. At the V1 here, we will go to AV0, go back. So at V1, we have 3 alternatives. One is go back to V0, one is go to BV2, and another one is going out from B. So 3 ways at the V1. First, go back AV0. Second, go to BV2. And the third one is going out through the B. Okay, that is at V1. Then at the V2 here, also 3 alternatives. The first one is BBV2 or BABV2. So this is a look back to V2. You have these two, BB or BAB. And the third one is A, going out. Okay, now the B here, the go out from B, this part, you need to draw it before this B, because it is going out from B1. It is going out from V1, which is here. The V1 is here. So your line for the B, it must be before this B. Because this B, after this B is V2. So you cannot go out after the first B. After the first B is V2 already. Okay? You can only go out from V1. So the V1 is after the BA. This part, after the BA, you have the V1 here. And the A look back to V0, it must be before the B going out. Because if the B, you draw this line first and this loop is after, let's say like this, you going out already, you cannot go back to A anymore. So the loop of A here must be before the B go out. So we cannot draw it after the line here. Okay? So we need to see the sequence, which one come first. If that one do first, is it possible I look back again? So you need to think of that. Then the expression, how to write? So far I see one correct answer already for LG. Anyone already done LG? The derivation tree should be okay, right? The derivation tree. Just follow the substitution to get the string. Follow here. Then for the LG, we have BA. BA is the one on the line, so we need to have BA. What happened after the A look back? If I look back the A, I need to go through the BA again or not?
Yes.
Yes, right? So once I look the A again, I need to have
Black.
A, B, A. Correct or not? And this one, it can keep on looping. I can keep on loop the A, B, A, B, A, A, B, A, right? So we put the whole thing in a bracket with the asterisk. And the first BA that we write here is in the case where we don't loop the A. So you need to consider the case where you don't loop the A, you only pass by the BA for once, then you cannot consider it inside the loop here. So you need to write separately for the BA to show that you need to have at least one BA to go to the right. Because every time when you put everything in the bracket with the asterisk, you need to consider this as 0. What happens if the asterisk is 0? Then I don't have ABA, isn't it? If I don't have ABA, then how can I go to this BA? That's why you must write separately for the BA here. Understand? Okay, after that, after this part, we are at V1. V1, you still have one way to go out, which is B. And at the same time, at the V1 here, you can go to BV2, right? So that means these two are alternative. Agree?
Yeah.
If I choose the B, I will go out straight away. I won't go to BV2 anymore. If I go to BV2, then I will continue with all this. So that means this way and this way are alternative. So we need to put a bracket with the first one B, or B got out already, so this one done already. Or if I go to BV2, I will have B, this is a loop, another bracket, either I loop BB or I loop the BAB, BB or BAB asterisk, and the last one is A. So to be more specific, you can put the bracket for BB so that you won't confuse, but it will be too many. In the way that if it is the correct way to write, actually we need to put a bracket. Okay? So why we say so? Because when you have the BB or BAB, if you don't put a bracket, I can interpret it as this OR is only for the B, the last B, and the first B. I can say like this, B, B, or B, A, B. I can say this OR is only for these two, if there is no bracket. Correct? So, to be in the correct way to write, we should put a bracket like this, to show that now the O is for the BB and for the BAB, two components together.
你看完了吗？ 它是一的上面 B， 哦，下面
And the whole thing will be in the bracket asterisk. So these are the loop shown in the diagram here. Either I loop the BB or I loop the BAB. The whole thing bracket asterisk. Then outside here you have B, and the right side you have A. So this is the part B at the left, A at the right.
剩下是整条
So the whole thing bracket,
最后
which is the alternative with the B going out here. So this bracket is the alternative with the B. That's why we have so many brackets. Every bracket also have a
Loop
meaning
back.
here. Okay? Can you understand the
两
LG?
条路完
Is this what you write for your LG?
一条
Got 50% the same? Or exactly the same? Maybe you can have different way to write also lah. Sometimes maybe you want to factor out the B then the bracket you put it in different way lah. Okay? So these are the question for the chapter 2. Normally will be asked like this. At least you have some ideas already. And the tutorial you can try also. And also the following question you can try also. The derivation tree you can follow the substitution here, right? To get the string. one you can try yourself. If you have any problem, then you can ask me also in the tutorial.